Did Madison Reyes really not want to audition for Julie and the Phantoms? Is coping with fame all that it's cracked up to be, or is it all too much for the 16-year-old? Will Madison ever be as famous as Kenny Ortega's previous stars, or is it all just a dream? Julie and the Phantoms is the musical TV show that we didn't know we needed. When it hit Netflix just a little while ago, we could have easily passed it off as yet another teen drama that's trying to aim high. After all, we've got plenty of shows like Riverdale to keep us occupied. Did we really need another one? Maybe not, but Julie is something different and incredible because of Madison Reyes. Reyes brought the character to life, making this strange plot about a girl and her ghost band weirdly cool. So who exactly is this teen that came out of nowhere to play the lead character in Kenny Ortega's hit show? Where did she come from? And more importantly, is she as sweet as the character she plays, or is it all an illusion? At just 16 years old, there's a lot we still don't know about the Brooklyn-born star, but that just makes us want to find out more. Madison is super close to her parents, who hail from Puerto Rico, but moved to America before Maddie was born. Even though she was born and raised in the Big Apple, her parents relocated to Pennsylvania when she was 10. The Reyes family still lives in Allentown now, despite Madison's newfound success in Hollywood. That tells us a lot about the way the family works. They want to keep their daughter grounded and not let the industry take over their lives. Maybe that down-to-earth attitude can explain why Madison didn't really want to audition for the part in the first place. Although Madison has always loved to sing, act, and perform, she's not like Millie Bobby Brown or other teen stars. People may assume that she's been building up to this moment for most of her life, doing her best to break into the business. That's not the case. She hasn't starred in any other shows before, not even a commercial. When it comes to actual experience, Madison didn't have any. Despite playing instruments and getting up on stage for most of her life, Maddie hadn't ever figured out what she really loved. Attending a performing arts school was helping her, but she wasn't on top of her game yet. She loved it all, but didn't know whether musical theater was for her or if she wanted to do something else in the industry. All she really knew was that she wanted to entertain, but everything else was a big question mark. When the casting call for Julie and the Phantoms came up, Madison was 14. Don't know about you, but at 14, aren't most kids busy freaking out about what to wear and Googling how to get rid of pimples? Madison was auditioning for a bunch of things, even though there weren't many roles coming up for a person of Latin descent. It was actually one of her teachers who told her to go for it and try out for the role. It's not that Madison didn't want the part, it's that she wanted it so badly she didn't want to face getting rejected. When talking to Tamron Hall, she explained that she didn't want to get knocked down and was torn between sticking to her musical pursuits or giving it a shot. Maddie told People, "At first, I was like, I don't even know if I want to do it. I have school to worry about, and I'd have to do the audition clips and do all this stuff, so I wasn't sure. But I eventually did it." Whatever Reyes did in her videotape really made Kenny Ortega sit up and take notice, as she was invited to a 3-day audition process with the other cast members. When you think about how unknown Maddie was at the time, it's kind of incredible that she beat out all the competition. Madison went out to meet Kenny and the other hopefuls, but it wasn't all sunshine and roses. They had to sing constantly, prove that they were up to the task, and avoid dairy so their voices wouldn't get all scratchy the next day. It was like a musical boot camp, only at the end of it, Madison was told that she had to beat 1,000 other potential Julies to get the lead. What a moment. Getting the part was the first step, but then Maddie had to actually think about how she was going to make it work. It must have been terrifying, as she still has to stay in high school while also showing up to shoots and promos. Thankfully, the star-to-be has great parents that supported her from the get-go. Not only that, but Kenny himself made it clear that he was on her side, telling her, "There's no need to be nervous. We're here for you. We want you to know this is going to be a comfortable and safe place. There's no need to come here and be someone that you're not." Maddie later said that meeting Ortega was so wonderful and it just clicked, like it was always meant to be. To her, the part was a gift sent at the right time. There were still some huge adjustments to make though. Can you imagine being plucked from school in Pennsylvania to film a Netflix series? That's gotta be super daunting for anyone, let alone a teenager, but Madison didn't let her nerves control her. She may be used to just chilling at home and watching anime in her room, but now her world looks completely different. Is she coping with that? Surprisingly, yes. So many young people would crumble under this incredible pressure, but Reyes is still kicking butt like this is what she was born to do. When talking to the New York Post, Madison could only say how incredibly lucky she feels, telling them, "I constantly look back on how things just fell into place. Growing up, I was like, I want to be an actress. I want to be in a band and be a singer. You're constantly flip-flopping, so being able to have this gig where I get to do all of these things that I love so much in one go was amazing. There's a lot of things I want to try, like being in a superhero movie or in a Disney princess movie or going on Broadway, but I'm just taking it day by day. Can we get a round of applause for this queen? Have your cake and eat it too, Maddie. We all know that the hard work begins after the auditions are done, but it looks like Madison had a blast. Charlie Gillespie, Jeremy Shatta, and Owen Patrick Joyner make up the rest of the band, while other names like Boo Boo Stewart from Descendants and Cheyenne Jackson take up recurring roles. With a cast like that, how could she not have a good time? Madison could easily have been intimidated by her castmates, given how long they've been in the business. But she fit right in because she deserves to be there. Every single one of the band members plays their own instruments and sings, so there's no dubbing going on here. Apart from being hella impressive, it also means that all of them have one common passion: music. Each cast member is there because they just love to play, which is probably very comforting for Madison. Now that we've talked about how she skyrocketed to fame, what's next for Reyes? Will she become as popular as some of Kenny Ortega's other stars like Vanessa Hudgens or Zac Efron? After all, High School Musical was so popular that Zac is a bona fide Hollywood A-lister now. Well, Madison still has to finish high school, but let's slow down a little before we buy her a dress for the Oscars. Will there be another season of Julie and the Phantoms for her to concentrate on? Although a second installment hasn't been announced yet, most experts are saying it's only a matter of time. The show has ticked all the boxes. It's financially successful, critics loved it, and most importantly, there's a solid fan base. Madison has high hopes for season 2. Talking to Collider, she said, "The thing I'm hoping for if we get a season 2 is learning more about Alex and Reggie. Their characters are just so sweet and cute, and I just feel like I definitely want to learn more about their backgrounds. We touched upon Luke's, and we know a little about how Julie and her mom's relationship was. I just want to expand more on the characters. But I was excited to see if the boys' powers evolve. Caleb can control so much and do all these cool things." That's another thing about Madison that most people may not realize. Not only is she super talented and able to belt out a tune, but girlfriend is hella smart too. She's so intuitive and cares so much about the show that she's not just in it for a quick paycheck. Maddie wants to see the characters develop, and she wants to do the story justice, which is more than what can be said of some stars. With talk like that, we wouldn't be surprised if she ends up with a producer credit or 3 down the line. Now that Maddie is in the wonderful world of Netflix, she could easily go from strength to strength. Catherine Langford went from 13 Reasons Why to Cursed. So there's really no telling what can happen once you're in with the streaming service. Plus, it's only a matter of time before other directors and studios come knocking. Watch this space, because we haven't seen the best from this triple threat yet. What do you think? Has Madison got what it takes to go all the way in this business? Let us know in the comments.